If you've been waiting all year for Christmas and you want some Christmas build hacks, then this is the perfect video. I'm gonna show you builds like these cool candy canes or this cute reindeer, and these are 20 Christmas build hacks in Minecraft, so let's get right into it. Let's start things off with simple presents. The first option you got is to make small presents using helmets. You can do this by placing a colored leather helmet on an armor stand in a small pit, and then pushing a few blocks on top of it so only the colored part is sticking out above the ground. These presents fit perfectly under a small Christmas tree. Your other option is to use shulker boxes or other brightly colored blocks, like glazed terracotta with banners. You can do this by placing your choice of block and then placing banners around the block, with a cross pattern on it of a different color, and then placing a dead coral on top to be your ribbon. You can also make these presents a bit larger by placing 2 blocks instead of 1. And the last option is just to use blocks, by making a big square and making a few lines with a different colored block on each side, to be some kind of rope tying the present, and then making a ribbon with the same block as the lines. And the positive of this build is that you can make these presents as big as you want and with whatever block you want. If you're into building sweets and other food in your Minecraft world, then consider making these candy canes by using 2 different colored blocks in a pattern, and stairs with the same color as one of those blocks. Test out many unique color patterns, like this cool log candy cane. If you found your favorite candy cane color and pattern by making 2 of them close to each other and then attaching a chain going downwards from each candy cane and combining it with a trapdoor of choice, you can make a simple Christmas swing to decorate your surroundings. If your house has just a bit of snow on it and around it, then that's kind of boring. So to add depth and detail, make some icicles hanging from the rooftop or from some kind of sign. You can either use different types of glass panes, like the colorless ones or the blue ones. Or you could use end rods to add some light to your icicles, and you can even mix all of them to add even more diversity. If you want to build a snowman, then you have 2 ways. You can either take the more simple route, which is to make a snow golem, which is quite easy, and then make a pair of shears, and then all you have to do is to cut the pumpkin of the ice golem, and you got yourself a more realistic snowman. And if you want to make it not move, then tie it to a fence with a leash and cover the evidence with snow. The other way is to build it with blocks. You can do this by mixing a few snow blocks with some colored blocks to be some kind of outfit, and using fences as accessories for the snowman. The only minus being that this one can't move. If you're building Christmas builds, then there is one thing you have to make, and that's a Christmas tree. No matter how small or big it's gonna be, you can use the same technique. The best wood and leaves to use are probably gonna be spruce wood and leaves. When you've done making the tree itself, then it's time to decorate it. You can do this by adding invisible item frames or invisible glowing item frames. Command is in the description if you need it, and putting concrete blocks into them to make Christmas balls. And at the end, you can make a Christmas star by placing an amethyst block with amethyst surrounding it. If you're decorating the interior of your house, then consider making this cozy fireplace by using a few brick blocks and stairs and lighting up the fire with flint and steel above some netherrack so it doesn't burn out. You can also place some decorative blocks around to add more detail, and if you want it to be super cozy, then place some saplings in a pot and flowers to add more personality to it. Once you've finished making your fireplace, you can make some Christmas socks to hang on it. You have 2 options. The first is to place some invisible item frames, and then to place different colored leather boots in them. And if you don't want to do that, then you can use banners by combining different colors and using these patterns in the Loom workstation to make them look like socks. If you're into building Christmas animals, then try out making this reindeer. You can do it by placing a few dark oak stairs and trapdoors, a carpet and a birch trapdoor as the fur. For the horns you can use some white stairs like quartz, and for the eyes and nose use black and red concrete and invisible glowing item frames. And if you want to add some diversity, then build a penguin by placing 3 black blocks, an orange slab at the top like acacia wood as the beak, 2 buttons for the eyes. For the wings, you can use 2 plain black banners, and for the body, you can make a black and white banner by using this pattern. If you want your snow to be more detailed and creative, then place a few invisible item frames dispersed on the ground and put snow blocks into them to be your snowballs lying on the ground as a decoration. You can make a simple snow globe by pushing a player head or a mob head into a block of glass, and then adding some decoration to it. For example, you can surround it with spruce trapdoors or snow. To make your house on the inside and outside look much better, place a few invisible glowing item frames in a visible pattern, and then put into them different colored blocks like concrete to make Christmas lighting. Now wait till it turns dark and it'll start to glow. A recognizable Christmas thing is gingerbread. You can make it by placing some brown blocks in a gingerbread man outline, then make his eyes and add some decoration to it, like a candy cane or buttons with other colored blocks to add detail. If you want to make presents but in a different fashion than normally, then make a big red bag with a small opening at the top, and build a few small presents sticking out of it. You can also make the bag a bit deformed, as if the presents were moved around to add more realism to it. Another creative thing to build is Santa climbing down a chimney. First, you gotta make your house with quite a sizable chimney. Next, make Santa squeezing into the chimney by combining slabs and blocks. You can also use other blocks to add even more detail, like fences and buttons. If you enjoyed the video, then consider liking, subscribing, and maybe even checking out my other videos. And have a good day and see you in the next one.